So is that ego, or is it something that actually lifts up the company that's being represented in a commercial way?
Well, good. You're just full of good questions today.
This price to earnings ratio is only that useful to the extent a company actually has earnings, right? Yep. And we saw so many companies come to market to tap the public markets when they didn't necessarily have earnings, and they didn't have a prospect of earnings for several years to come. How has investor appetite for profitable versus unprofitable but high growth businesses evolved, and where are we today?
Well, I'd say it's definitely changed. And to frame that, in 20, we had about 465 IPOs come to market. 21, we had over 1,000. Wow. And last year we had 175.
Thought you clearly, Alex, has spent a lot of time thinking about where are your superpowers within VC. What is the work that you need to put in to get the reps? I always think about the famous story of the Beatles, both as musicians and then beyond, right, where they had to keep putting in amazing story. What's the best nugget of wisdom that you've had on this journey to where Mantis is today? What would you want to share with the public community as you think about it?
It's so funny. I think I hit up Jim Coulter from Texas Pacific Group, I think he's the chairman still. It's in terms of kind of helping us and mold us into, the people that we hope to become, and really admire him. And
Bitcoin is a very good hedge. It's a great insurance policy.
Cathie, can I just push you a little bit on something you said there with respect to Bitcoin? You pointed to the analog of the current banking system. And we saw a bank run on Silicon Valley Bank. We saw deposit withdrawals from First Republic because there was a crisis of confidence, because there was a herd mentality and then a herd rush that impacted those financial institutions. We have seen with Bitcoin, we have seen with crypto, confidence rupture at points over the last 24 months. And as a result, the price come down dramatically. So even though it's decentralized, do you think it's still immune from animal spirits? Number two is the speed with which information and communication gets distributed is just unbelievably fast now. There's a viral element. When you think about those elements that social media brings, and whether it's a CEO communicating internally or out to shareholders or customers, do you think this has made it harder? Do you think it's made it more effective in terms of communicating with the different constituents?
Well, another good question. I think it's actually made it harder or more complex. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a tangible example. As I said, I ran my first real stint of running a business was I ran a savings bank, but it was a very large savings bank in New York.
I gotta talk every day. I love this. I'm hyped up right now.
You're gonna go out there and crush something. I can just